Hey everybody, this is Grizzly Risley coming at you with the section 5.1 to 5.4 review notes. This is an optional lesson if you wanted some extra review. Alright, so the four types of inequalities. Less than looks like an L. So for example, x is less than 3, and that would be an open circle at 3, and the arrow goes facing the direction of the arrow here. Greater than is just the other one. It's x is greater than 3. And that would still be an open circle at 3, but greater than, arrow's facing right, so your arrow faces right. And then less than or equal to is very close to this one, except it has a little dash underneath it. And that means that when you make the circle at 3, you're going to close it in, and the arrow is still going to go left. Less than or equal to means you want to include that point in the solution. And then lastly, greater than or equal to is closer to this one, except there is also a dash underneath. So x is greater than or equal to 3 would be a closed circle at 3, but the arrow still goes to the right. And then for solving inequalities, I just have a couple reminders for you. I'm just going to say solve like an equation. So treat it like an equation. Get all the x's on one side, all the constants on the other. The only things you have to remember are to flip the symbol, flip the inequality symbol. If you multiply or divide by a negative number. Oh, I got it right, negative. So flip the inequality symbol if you multiply or divide both sides by a negative number. And that's only if you're multiplying and dividing both sides. Let's write that too. And then another thing I kind of want to remind you guys of is when you're ready to graph your answer, make sure the x is on the left-hand side. I think it's a lot easier to graph if the x is on the left-hand side. And then we have a couple examples here. So number one, we're going to start by distributing. We get 2x minus 12 is less than or equal to 3x minus 12 plus 7. So we always distribute first and then see if we have any like terms. And the only ones I see are right here. So if we combine those, it's 2x minus 12 is less than or equal to 3x minus 5. And then we draw our wall and solve. And you have some options here. I like to get the x's on the left, so I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. And I get negative 1x minus 12 is less than or equal to negative 5. And then if my x's are on the left, then I want to move the constants to the right, so I'm going to add 12, add 12. And kind of running out of room, so we'll do it down here. We're left with negative 1x is less than or equal to 7. And then to officially solve for positive x, we have to divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1. But warning, if you multiply or divide both sides by a negative, you must flip your symbol. So it'll be x is greater than or equal to negative 7. That's the final answer. And that would be a closed circle at negative 7, and the arrow is facing right, so we go off to the right. Greater than or equal to negative 7. All right, number 2, we also have some distributing and solving to do. So number 2, we're going to distribute first. We get negative 2x minus 2 is less than 8. Now, don't flip the symbol here. It's only when you're dividing or multiplying both sides. All right, draw the wall. If we want to get x alone, we're going to have to add 2, And these cancel. We get negative 2x is less than 10. Divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. Uh-oh, we divided by a negative, so make sure you flip your symbol. X is greater than negative 5. That's the answer. And that would be an open circle at negative 5, and greater means it goes off to the left, or I'm sorry, to the right. Okay, on the next page is review of no solution or all reals. And that happens in a situation like this. Let's say you have like 5x minus 10 is less than 5x minus 15. And if you would attempt to solve it, the 5x's would drop out, and you're left with negative 10 is less than negative 15. And you would say, wait, that's not true. Negative 10 is not less than negative 15. So that means that there are no solutions possible. Now, all real numbers, on the other hand, would be something like this. Let's say it was 5x plus 6 is greater than 5x minus 2. So again, if you were going to solve, the 5x's would cancel, and you're left with 6 is greater than negative 2. And you would say, yeah, that's always true. 6 is greater than negative 2, so that means that all solutions would work, all real numbers. Oh, and everybody's favorite, less than sandwiches or greater. Oh, I didn't really do that the first time. Okay, so a less than sandwich is when you have a smaller number on the left, a bigger number on the right, the x in the middle, and they're always some type of less than sandwich. And then the greater than, the or is when you have two separate ones, like x is less than some number or x is greater than some other number. That would be an or. And remember, if it's a less than sandwich, you're going to shade inside. And if it's a greater than, you're going to shade outside, like oars of a boat. Okay, so number 3, if you're solving a sandwich, you got to draw a double wall, right? And we're going to start by distributing the negative 2. So negative 2x minus 2 less than or equal to 6. And then slowly we're trying to get the positive x alone in the middle. So we're going to add 2 to the left, to the right, and to the middle, all 3 sections. And we get negative 2 is less than negative 2x is less than or equal to 8. And then to officially get positive x alone, we have to divide by negative 2 from all 3 sections. Now careful, you divided by a negative on both, so we need to flip-flop both symbols. So it's going to be 1 is greater than x is greater than or equal to negative 4. So this is still a sandwich. It's just written the other way with the bigger number first. If you want to, you can rewrite it as a less than sandwich with the smaller number first. These are both correct. I don't know, I like saying less than sandwich. All right, so then to graph, either way, it's still going to be a closed circle at negative 4 and an open circle at 1. And if it's a less than sandwich, it's the inside and. All right, and then we'll try an or. Ors you just solve separately. So I'm going to cover this one up and not even look at it. And we're going to solve this one first. So draw the wall, plus 1, plus 1. We get 3x is greater than 5. Divide by 3, divide by 3. X is greater than 5/3. That's okay. And then we can cover up this one and solve this one. We're going to draw our wall. Minus 3 minus 3. We get negative 2x is greater than 4. Divide by negative 2. Divide by negative 2. We divided by a negative, so don't forget to flip-flop the symbol. X is less than negative 2. Okay, so write the word or again, and this is our solution. So this one's kind of hard to graph. Less than negative 2 would be open circle left. 5/3 is like 1.6 repeating. So 1.6 would be like somewhere in here. And then greater would be this way. Okay, that was a review of some of the topics from section 5.1 to 5.4. Thanks. Bye.